Recently, we were at the movies, and the lady working the counter asked me, "Sir, would you like the senior adult discount?" And of course, my response was, "Yes, I would." And yet, it caused me to think a bit about the way in which we view what's new and what's old. Now, I'm not opposed at all to getting a discount, and I'm not opposed to growing older either. But the truth is, we live in a time that looks at something and says, well, something's new, and then it becomes old. And the older it is, the more obsolete it becomes, and eventually we just put it to the side because there's always something new coming along. I mean, think about technology, if you will. Think about the changes that occur and how quickly those occur. I mean, my guess is you have some technology at home and you're already thinking about replacing it, and you're not going to replace it because there's anything wrong with it. It's just that it's older. There's new products out now that actually transcend what you have. It's got to be better, right? If it's new, if it's brand new, it's got to be better. I'm thinking even now about my iPad. My iPad I've had for a while. Maybe I need to go shopping for something new. If you don't believe me, walk into any Apple store you would like, and you'll see this tendency. You'll see it. It's got to be the latest and the newest. That's what we desire. There may not be anything wrong with your phone. It's just a little old. It needs to be replaced. There are new phones that you can buy, right? That's the way it works. Well, look, this philosophy, this idea of what's new and what's old, it also seeps into the way we look at each other. It has invaded the culture that we live in. I mean, you know how this works. You're young, and then you get older. And maybe once upon a time you created something, or maybe you got a promotion, or maybe you owned something, a business or whatever, but that day has passed, and to be honest, quietly everyone sort of expects that you'll just have this long and gradual slide into oblivion. It doesn't have to be that way. And I think we all know this. It just doesn't have to be that way. In the Greeks, interestingly enough, they had two words for new, what we call new. And those words are used in the New Testament. One word is neos. And it basically means, I think, the way in which we look at new. It means something that was not here before, and it's tied to time, and it's like something that's brand new, a brand new car, a brand new house, a brand new computer. It's that kind of new. But there's another word that's used in the New Testament. It's the word kainos, and it means something that has not yet been used. It doesn't tie itself to time, but it's just something that's not yet used. And this caused me to start thinking about the possibilities. And what does it mean to be made new according to the Bible and the New Testament? I mean, you know that the New Testament uses that concept, that idea of kainos. It talks about how God's making all things new. And as a matter of fact, Paul said that the truth of the matter is that in Christ, a new humanity is being created. And so this understanding of newness has implications, and I want you to think with me just for a moment about it, about our own lives, just for a moment. So, you know as well as I do, the years come and go. You are young, and then you are not. What's left? As you age, are the best days really behind you? I mean, have you spent all the creative energy that you have? Everything that you have in you, has it already been used up? Or is there something left? Is there something not yet used? Going back to the word kainos, is there something not yet used that might yet become something beautiful and maybe even something better than you have known before? As a matter of fact, I believe that's the business God is in. That God is in the business of redemption, of redeeming, of taking what is left, what is still here, maybe something that has not yet been used, and doing something new and beautiful and maybe even transformative in the work that God does. But it raises all kinds of questions. Who will you listen to? If you listen to our culture, if you really buy into that understanding, then maybe maybe the truth of the matter is, if you're a little older than, if you're a little older, like I am, then maybe your best days are behind you. Maybe the past. Maybe you've done your best work. Maybe you've done what you're going to do, and that's it. And maybe now it's just that slow, steady decline that comes. But I don't think that's the way it is. And I'm not saying that just because of my age. I've never thought that. I don't think that's the way God intends for any of us to live our life. I think that God takes the ability that we have, the talent and the gift that God put into our life, and He takes us at any stage of our life. And whatever's left, whatever has not been used, whatever's not been used yet, God has the ability to take that along with you and do something beautiful with it. And that's what I want you to think about today. And I hope that you'll hear that in that word of encouragement. As a matter of fact, as I talk about this topic, I can't help but think about my mother-in-law, Vicky's mother. She was one of the most creative people I'd ever met. She had this ability, and she was far ahead of her time. With gardening, with art, music. She had music that was published in Nashville. But she could take scraps of fabric, and she could weave them into the most beautiful tapestry in a quilt that you've ever seen. We have some of those quilts here at the house, but I'm reminded of that fact in my own life, and maybe in your life too. Maybe you'll consider this, that God is capable in our life of taking the scraps, the fabric, what's left, what's not been used. God can take your life and the years and the experience that you've had and the wisdom that you've accumulated, and God can take what's not yet used, and God can do something that's more beautiful and better than you had ever imagined. You think you've seen your best? You think you've seen my best? You better think again. It's a choice. It's a choice for all of us. We have to decide. Who will we listen to? Who will we believe? Your best is not behind you. It's still in front of you. So look around. Think about it. Pray over it. Be open to it. And watch what God can do with our lives.